still 9 deaths is, considering that the American population is over 300 million people. It's worth mentioning that in 2020, 8 people were killed by bears. So, I mean, based off of the data, it seems like bears and white supremacy kind of matched in their level of deadliness in America. Which, I mean, maybe that's not exactly comforting, since bears are a very dangerous predator, but still, it's not like there are entire political parties and task forces, nonprofits dedicated to combating dangerous bear influence in our society. What else we got? There was a shocking 41 people killed by dogs, and you know what, we're gonna keep going because dogs are good boys and they don't need any more bad press than they've already gotten lately for being affiliated with the police. But here, 251,000 people have died from medical errors. That's right, in an age where we are so obsessed with, quote, trusting the science, it turns out doctors are way more likely to kill you than white supremacists. And I'm not saying we should treat doctors like white supremacists, or at least not all of them. Dr. Fauci might be talking about you, but still, if we are so afraid of the KKK or neo-Nazis rising into power in America, then we should be even more skeptical of the medical community, because it turns out that they are killing people by the hundreds of thousands. And for even more context, in America in 2019, 4 people were murdered by infants, i.e. those are kids aged 1 to 4. 450 people were murdered by children between the ages of 13 and 16, and 91 people were killed by seniors. That's people over the age of 75. So based on the numbers in America, you are more likely to be killed by an old person than by a white supremacist. And actually, maybe that's why Cuomo was putting all those COVID patients into nursing homes. He was just doing it for public safety. Maybe that joke was a bit too soon. I'm sure you guys in the comments will let me know. White supremacy, frankly, is just not a threat in America in 2021. And I think the reason why people like Joe Biden and the ADL and AOC are trying to make it seem as if it is because they would like people to think that the entirety of the right wing, all conservatives, are actually white supremacists. And that's why we see people conflating things like wanting border controls and not supporting affirmative action. All of that is apparently white supremacy in these people's minds, which is just such a gross dilution of the term. I mean, it's gotten to the point now where when I hear the mainstream media or some Democrat refer to someone as a white supremacist, my first thought actually is, wow, they probably just speak out against the progressive left and may actually be a pretty cool person, which should not be the case. It should not be that way. And we've seen this happen with the word sexist, Nazi, racist, etc., etc. But what's concerning about this is now it's not just random bloggers on Tumblr who are fear-mongering about this stuff. We actually have people like the President of the United States trying to push this narrative. And not only does this mean that everyday average Americans who are doing nothing wrong are demonized, but it also means then that resources which should be spent on other threats are being rededicated to, I don't know what, monitoring 4chan or something like that, especially in the wake of all of these crime spikes happening in places like New York, Chicago, Minneapolis, Portland, and Seattle. The fact that there is still the narrative that white supremacists are the problem, I mean, really, it's laughable. But it's fine. These leftists can worry about these phantom neo-Nazis all they want. Meanwhile, their cities are being burned down. I mean, their cars are being carjacked. Their businesses are being looted and destroyed. But no, they want to turn a blind eye to that in favor of focusing on the politically convenient boogeyman in the closet. So that's pretty much all I have to say for now. And again, if you in any way, shape, or form think that this video is me defending or condoning white supremacy, I'm just going to assume that you have some sort of learning disability and leave it at that. That's pretty much all I have to say for now, though.